All right, so we're going to do a review of angles, complementary, supplementary, vertical angles, and identifying specified angles. So you are absolutely correct. So we have complementary angles. All right, so complementary. And complementary is when the sum of two angles is 90 degrees. All right, can you tell me what supplementary angles are? Perfect. The sum of two angles is 180 degrees. What about vertical angles? Vertical angles have the same measure. Good. Awesome. All right, so let's do a practice one. So number 4. Number 4, we have the measure of angle 3, which is 108 degrees. And then we have the measure of angle 4, which is 72 degrees. Complementary, supplementary, or neither? Supplementary? Good. Very good, because that equals 180. Awesome. Okay, let's go ahead and do number 5. So for number 5, we have angle 5, which is 58 degrees. And we have angle 6, which is 32 degrees. The angles for 5 are complementary. Good, and remind me again, what does complementary mean? Very good. Two angles add up to 90 degrees, and you're absolutely correct. Number 5, those angles are complementary. Fantastic. All right, so let's go ahead and do number 6. So we're going to make it just a little bit more challenging. And I want you to find angle 2. So what is angle 2? If angle 1 and angle 2 are complementary, and angle 1 is equal to 45 degrees. So then angle 2 is 45 degrees. Okay, so tell me, how do you know that? And that's absolutely correct, but I want you to go ahead and walk me through it. Good. Good, good, good. So we know that 45 plus 45 is 90, and 90 degrees has to be the sum of the two angles. Very, very good. So another way, if you weren't sure if it was a more complicated number than 45 degrees, we would just take the 45 and subtract it from 90 degrees to give us 45 degrees. So both ways is correct. Both ways are correct. Perfect. All right, let's go ahead and do number 7. And while you do number 7, I am going to put number 8 on the board, okay? Very good. Okay, so I want you to take a look at the structure that I've drawn on the board. Perfect. So we're going to go through each of these angles. So we have 5 angles that we need to identify, right? So before we start filling them all in, let's just talk about the angles first, okay? So let's identify the types of angles that we have here. Actually, that's what we're doing in number 1, so perfect. We can kind of do number 1 at the same time. So we want to tell how angle 1 and 2 are related. What types of angles are angle 1 and angle 2? Vertical, awesome. Okay, so we've got 1 and 2, which are vertical angles. And what do we know about vertical angles? They're equal. Very good. All right. Are vertical. So we know that the measurements are equal. Okay. Now, probably yes. Sometimes we do have longer than normal sessions. We're probably only going to stay about 15 or 20 minutes past time today. All right, so we have some measurements right now, and let's go ahead and add those in. So the measure of angle 1 is 35 degrees. So see here, I'm putting 35 degrees for angle 1. And we have angle 3, which is 110 degrees. All right. So for number 2, let's go ahead and talk about how angle 3 and 4 are related. What types of angles are angle 3 and 4? Supplementary or complementary? What did you say? Supplementary? Yes, very good. Angles 3 and 4 are supplementary. And what does that mean? What do we know about supplementary angles? They add up to 180. Good. So this is the symbol for sum. So the sum is 180. Awesome. All right. And for number 3, use what you know about the sum of the measures of the angles of a triangle to find the measure of angle 5. Now, what do you know about the measurements of a triangle, the angles in a triangle? Are they? So all of the angles of a triangle always add up to how many degrees? 180. Good. So 180 degrees. All right, so let's go back and revisit number 1 from part 1 from number 8. So we know that angles 1 and 2 are vertical angles. If angle 1 is 35 degrees, then what must be angle 2? Angle 1 is 35 degrees. Therefore, angle 2 is 35 degrees. Very good. All right, and so you might see me use this notation on the board sometimes. So for example, angle 1, like I just said, is 35 degrees. And then you might see dot, 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 like that. That means therefore, okay? Therefore, angle 2 is 35 degrees. Do you have that written down on your paper? Okay, make sure you've got everything down. All right, so part 2, if angle 3 and 4 are supplementary angles, then find the measurement of angle 4. And we know the measurement of angle 3 is 110 degrees. So if angle 3 is 110 degrees, then what must be the measurement of angle 4? Shh, Nala. Sorry. All right, so the measurement of angle 3, it's 110 degrees. So what would be the measurement of angle 4? $70, good. 70, very good. And just to reiterate, because supplementary angles add up to be 180 degrees. Correct. All right, so for number 3, use what you know about the sum of the measures of the angles of a triangle to find the measurement of angle 5. So we found the measurement of angle 4, which is 70 degrees. We found the measurement of angle 2, which was 35 degrees. And so now we just need to find the measurement of angle 5. So how do we do that? Subtract them, good. So we're going to do 180 minus 70 and minus 35. Very good. And what do we get when we do that? $175? Let's go back and check that. So 180 minus 70, we know is 110 because that's how we solved for it, right? And then if we subtract 35 more from that, we are left with 75. So 75 is the measurement of angle 5. Does that make sense, Andrew?